Hi, my name is Rocco Loffredo, and today we're going to be talking about sports management now and in the future. There's three important topics that we will go over that are going to talk about what sports management is and things that have to do with sports management. First, the role of technology in sports and how it's managed, and what's going to happen over the next 5 years with technology, including changing changes to the industry and implications that come with that. Next, we're going to talk about how you can best prepare for a career in sports management, touching on the academics, experience, skills, and more. And last, we'll talk about NIL and what that means is name, image, and likeness, and how it's changing the world of sports today and in the future, especially in college. To start off, we'll talk about the technology in sports management. Technology in sports management is completely reshaping how sports are managed. In the next 5 years, we're already so far ahead, and it's going to just keep progressing so far. So technology is going to be very important, as it already is in sports. Sports managers use technology right now for almost anything, whether it's player performance tracking, fan engagement, contract management, ticket sales, or even creating new experiences through VR, which is virtual reality. Um, these analytics that managers are collecting are helping with the player performance, whether it's helping predict injuries or just prevent them from even happening in the first place, optimize training, and scout talent even faster. The big data analytics will also help drive smarter business moves, like targeting the right audience for marketing or even maximizing sponsorship deals. Um, Also, the VR will bring new ways to train athletes and also let fans experience the games from everywhere. Examples for this is, let's say a batter has never seen a pitcher before, this or a certain pitcher before. He can go into VR and see this guy's motion and see how he throws the ball. So he's ready, way more prepared than ever for this pitcher or for the fan experience. The Las Vegas Sphere, they're showing football games in there, and it feels like you're in the stadium, and it's insane. Just look up a video if you have not ever seen that. It's crazy. But for future sports managers, also staying up to date with these new technology and learning how to apply it will be critical to staying competitive and just being top of the top. Um, how new technologies are changing sports management and ethical implications. So like new technologies are changing sports by there's wearable technologies, which are like fitness trackers, like this Whoop or GPS vest that are giving managers real-time data about their athletes and physical condition, and it helps injury prevention. It can adjust training, whether so. Let's say a soccer player has a GPS on them and they run 10 miles that day. Maybe the next day they should only run 5 because adding up the miles is not good, and you have to recover some days. And it can even help with contract negotiations, especially because the healthier the player, the better, the more you want them, and the more they can be paid. Next, it can be used to make smart contracts and securing ticket sales, making transactions transparent and reduce the chance of fraud. Social media and brand management tools and how managers use that, like a Hootsuite or analytics platforms, to monitor athletes or teams' public image. Plan, post, or interact with fans directly can lead to increased sponsorship deals and ticket sales, which it will be really good to track. But there are some privacy concerns with these ethical implications with the wearable technology collecting these people's private health data, and athletes might feel like they're constantly being watched with all the cameras around filming them, and they're getting tracked their health and all of that. But managers will have the responsibility to protect this data and keep it stored private where no one else can find it. There are security risks with that, like people hacking and cyber attacks, but it shouldn't be really that big of a deal. Um, Whether teams can buy this advanced tech that keeps coming out or not might have a team be more competitive. and win more, which is kind of not good for things because lower market teams that don't have a lot of money to spend might be behind in the technology. But now we'll switch over to how you can best prepare for a career in sports management. Preparing for a career in sports management is about adding up all your education, experience, skills, and connections. And here's how you can plan to do it. First, you should earn a degree in sports management with taking courses in marketing, um, finance, law, and leadership, which are all crucial parts of the job because you see these in all different forms of the work. You need to get practical experience like internships, which are crucial because it's real life experience and you're already doing what you're supposed to be doing, and it's not just working another job like a fast food restaurant. Um, and this could be actually really good, especially if you work for like a college athletic department or a minor league, G League team type of deal, or even help manage local events or, you know, just any real world experience can give you an edge. Next, you have skill development, focusing on communication, leadership, technology, and probably critical thinking skills too. Learning about data analytics going on with the last thing is also becoming more important in sports management. Next, we have network building, which might be the most important. Building a relationship with a bunch of people and just trying to get as many connections as you can will help later down the line, especially when you need a certain thing or have a certain someone. So you can build relationships with coaches of the teams you were helping, find mentors or alum that know what they're doing and have been through your path before. Also, through these internships, you can find jobs, even like through LinkedIn or attending sports business events. You can talk to people and find these things. Next, we'll be talking about NIL, which is name, image, and likeness. And one of the biggest changes to college athletics recently actually is the NCAA's decision to allow athletes to make money from their name, image, and likeness. So that's why they call it NIL. And for the first time in college, this is happening, and kids are signing endorsement deals, starting their own businesses, or even making money off social media posts without losing their eligibility, which has happened in the past where football players have gotten suspended from seasons because they get paid a few $100, or um, Reggie Bush, for example, got a few $100, few $1,000s, and won the Heisman Award, but they later found out and got it taken away from him. Which in today's game, you have superstars in college football making millions of dollars from their NIL, which is crazy. The current status and problems of NIL right now is deals are booming, which is good because then there's a lot of money flow for these young kids, and if sports don't work out, they will have money to start living, especially for these high profile athletes. But usually they all make it. However, there is a lack of consistency between the states and schools, leading to an unfair playing field and giving some schools an advantage. There are concerns about these deals being used as recruitment tools, which is technically against the rules, but it's hard to monitor. So colleges are pretty much paying these kids to come to their school, which is going to be bad for college. So the future changes I see coming are there will definitely be more laws created to set rules against everyone, and for these teams not to just be paying these kids millions and millions of dollars, taking them from other colleges, almost acting like a free agency of what it's becoming right now. To make the system fair, I think we could also see like more NIL collectives or like groups that organize deals for the entire team instead of just individuals. So like you kind of you kind of have a pot, and then you can break off all the chunks to all the players, even if they're number one out of one or like the 100th player on the team, you know. So you can't really pay kids $7 million and then have no scholarship for the other kids. So it'll make it more fair, and also it'll make it harder to pretty much have a free agency um, going on in college. So in conclusion, technology is changing sports dramatically, whether it's from player development or even making your organization the most amount of money you possibly can. Um, Next, how to prepare for a career in sports management, whether it's finding focus like marketing or athlete branding or event management, and pursuing it and getting experience and building network and all of that, and setting you apart from other candidates, or just growing personally, staying updated with industry trends, continuing to learn new tech, and always acting ethically. And it's important to just do the best you possibly can. And also NIL, which is kind of getting out of hand at this point, and 5 years down the line it could be either super out of hand and there's just super teams in college football that are just paying their kids millions, or it could be super even and no team has a certain advantage. But by staying ahead of all these tech trends, protecting athletes' rights, and understanding the new business of college sports, also always learning new networking, and just getting smarter every day, I believe that you can build a strong career in sports management. And it's a fast, exciting, changing industry. And if you stay up to date and just work your hardest, I feel like sports management is very good career to have, and it'll be very fun in the future. So thank you guys for watching. I'm excited to see what the future of sports looks like in the next 5 years, and I'm ready to be part of it.